So in a very predictable vote along party lines, kind of, President Trump is going to be impeached. Well, he's been impeached. The vote went through. Um, I think I've been saying this for a while now. This is just handed President Trump the 2020 election. Not only that, but it sacrificed a few of the Democratic representatives that were in purple areas that even where Trump had won. I really do think that the Democrats just don't have a real clue what they just did. Pardon me. They really did just kind of sign their own death warrant. I mean, this is going to be a straight acquittal in the Senate. When you have these, I don't want to call them freshmen because I don't think all of them are freshmen, but the representatives that were going to Pelosi to the very last moment and saying, please, 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 do not take this vote. We need to give it more time. We need to call more witnesses, or even the idea that maybe they could just prolong this enough to keep Trump from going to the Senate and getting that acquittal, because that acquittal kind of legitimizes a lot. It's going to solidify in people's minds that um, that Trump was really railroaded. I mean, if you think about it, at the same time that the House was talking about all the evidence is there, we have everything we need to impeach him. In the Senate, they were saying the exact opposite. They were saying we need more witnesses, we need to give time, we need to bring more information in, and so it's kind of like the Democrats talking out one side of their mouth in the House and the other side of their mouth in the Senate. I also find it very interesting that we are now finding out, I mean, or I should say, it is now being pushed that the deadline for this money to get to the Ukraine, or I should say Ukraine, was September 30th. And the money was released on, well, Trump says he released it on September 11th. Another thing that we're learning is that no, the State Department actually released that money days before Trump said he did. So I don't know exactly how many days, and I'd be interested to find out exactly how many days, but it seems to me that if they released it days before, and it is before the possibility of the whistleblowers report being made public, which is what the Democratic Party said was the actual trigger for the release of the funds. That, the report's coming out, we got to give the money. But now we're finding out that the State Department gave it out days before then. So it makes me wonder. It really does make me wonder what they are actually finding Trump in trouble for, because they're saying, hey, quid pro quo, this, that, and the next, but the money was already there. By the time that all this kind of shook out, the money was there, and it was there before the law needed it to be. I mean, of course, he was obviously pushing the envelope, but I mean, September 11th, he says the funds were released. State Department says they sent it out actually days before. So let's call it the 9th, 8th, maybe. Let's just, whatever. It was before the 11th. So this is going to go down in history as probably the fastest, the most partisan, and the most ridiculous impeachment ever. This was completely political, and I really do think that the Democrats shot themselves in the foot. Time will tell, but so far, that's what it seems like. Well, tell me what you think, guys. Merry Christmas.